He joins us now to give us a firsthand account of what exactly is going on there. Thanks for joining us, John, on America's Forum.
Well, JD, thank you so much for having me on the program. Really what I saw was yet more of the same, was this filtered, basically, it was an attempt to filter the discussion at this actual conference. Some press were denied easy access to attendees. We weren't able to get interviews of attendees, save the two that were sent out, who were clearly rehearsed, clearly scripted, and clearly designed to be the media foils. So this is not an open, you can't really have an open discussion with people like Siraj Wahhaj, who have advocated replacing the Constitution with the Quran. Their remarks, when candid, are too revealing of a radical philosophy, a radical agenda. And not all Muslims may subscribe to this, but those who were headlining this conference have a history of supporting things that are not in the best interest of this country or freedom of speech or co-equal status of faith in this country.
But John, you weren't actually inside the conference. You're saying you were not given permission to go inside, correct?
Actually, yes, exactly. There was a barricade, a cordon, if you will, that kept some media organizations, in fact most, from being able to cross over to the entryway so that we could interview attendees. This would be very typical journalistic practice. If you have people going into a building, you would try to intercept a few and ask open questions. You know, why are you here? How are you enjoying the event? What is your purpose in attending, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, this is a clear design that's intended to filter the ability of the press to have access to attendees. The two that were escorted out of the event were the
John,
only
we appreciate your perspective. There are other voices we want to bring in. Thank you very much, John, for your update on what transpired at the conference. We're going to talk more about the conference now and about some of the speakers there. Two gentlemen join us who are good friends of Newsmax. Here with us on the anchor desk, Nazar Hamzi, the Regional Operations Director of CAIR Florida, and Skyping in Fred Fleitz, former CIA analyst and senior fellow at the Center for Security Policy. Gentlemen, thanks to you both. Nazar, first to you. You're a personable guy. Hail fellow, well met. But the questions remain about what is transpiring in the country. Is there a fifth column developing of sympathizers for terror? And has CAIR moved sufficiently to distance itself as an organization from those people?
You know, absolutely. And I think what I'd like to talk about first is that actual protest in Garland that the previous speaker was speaking about. And that is the perfect example of how the Muslim community acts and behaves in itself and conducts business in the United States. We had a conference, or they had a conference, the community in Texas, very peaceful. And you see what's going around, you know, all our different parts of the world. And that's how the Muslim community operates. However, there are those that think that there's this huge conspiracy theory, that there's this attempt to take over and institute Sharia law and all this type of propaganda. And this conference is testimony to just,
you know, isn't that kind of jumping to conclusions? I mean, some would say you weren't given access, but we kept saying stand with the Prophet. The actual name of the entire event was Stand with the Prophet Against Terror and Hate.
Sure.
So is that fair to make that leap there to say because you can't come in, then say that they are promoting that? Or is that justified? Because he said some of these members have a history.
Well, I mean, I can't speak because I wasn't there, so I can't speak
right.
to fact. But what I can say that there was no.
But you are Muslim yourself.
Of course, yeah. There was no violence. There was no you know, fires and disturbances. There was a conference, and they were promoting the peaceful teachings of the Prophet, and that's what happened. So you know, we can speak to that.
Well, we are going to speak more about this because Fred Fleitz is standing by to talk about this conference. We have our good friend Nazar Hamzi here, and we have you as well. Stay with us. There is more straight ahead here on America's Forum.